Hey guys, welcome back to Healing Intuition. I am here to help you create a happy, healthy, and wealthy life. This is going to be take 3 of today, but you know what? I think that everything kind of happens like that just to see how much you're willing, how bad do you want it? You know what I mean? I think that's kind of synchronistic for a lot of people right now. Very much so. And it was kind of funny in between the last time I sat down to do this and now Maui was kind of whiny and was like, what are you doing? What and now he's laying down like a good boy. Him is such a good boy. Yes, he is. Anyways, I want to say thank you all so much for being here. That one question reading for 11/11 is going on all week this week. So, you know, you can't ask more than one question. Just apply the payment, apply the charge to however many questions. This is, for example, if you have 5, you could do 55. Anyways, moving forward. Information for booking with me is in the description box below. I am creating an Etsy shop. There will also be, that's how you'll book with me moving forward. I'll let you know when that's up. You can still book with me in the meantime. That information is in the description box. I'll let you know when that's up. I will also have some products there for you, made by me. And and yeah, so here we go. Let's dive right in. So it's kind of odd because I really wanted to use this deck, because it feels like we're really coming out of this time of the shadow and really stepping into our light and being honored, you know what I mean? We've got this sense of duality and balance and things are really kind of balancing out. And on those other 2 times that I try to record this reading, I wanted to record with, choose this deck to choose from, but the energy just didn't feel right. So I think that that's very synchronistic in the fact that if you're choosing things that still kind of honor the parts of you that were attached to the ego, or the parts of you that were attached to your shadow, I think that this is kind of coming to an end. You're recognizing that it just doesn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I would give this deck away, but it's missing a card. And I replaced it with an Uno card that's completely not the right size. But so for me, it's almost like this deck might come back out again, but just the energy from it just, not that it was my energy or that it was because I was using it at a certain time. It's just you're recognizing things that don't feel right, in short. And you're deciding to not use them. You're deciding to not do them. You're deciding to not talk to them. You know what I mean? And maybe you recognized it for a while, right? Maybe you have noticed these things and you just, I'm hearing maybe you just want to give it or them the benefit of the doubt, or you just don't want to let go, or something along those lines. Right now, especially with the new moon being tomorrow, is so significant as far as just listening to yourself, listening to your body, listening to what your gut tells you, and moving forward, moving away from these people in these places and these things, because all you're doing is creating space for new to come in, right? I've said from the very beginning that the very first time that I purchased this deck, it felt a little bit darker, right? But and there's nothing against that. I love this deck. It had a lot of good messages for us. But moving forward, right, say I just don't use that deck anymore, I'm creating space for more, right? Or whatever it may be, right? Say you don't speak to somebody anymore. You're creating space for a new friend. Or, you know, it's just moving on from things that don't feel right is very significant right now. And kind of clearing the way. I feel like a lot of cleaning, a lot of nesting energy for sure. So, anyways, okay. Let's get some cards to choose from. I do feel like there are some people, or one person in particular, maybe a feminine energy, that feels this happening. I feel like they recognize that they're probably on the cutting block. That I'm just saying what I'm hearing, okay? Not that anybody's going to cut anybody, but you know, that they are on the cutting block, and they're a little worried, they're a little nervous about this. This could also be a job that might be recognizing this as well. My ear is ringing. For sure, these are definitely like lower vibrational things, or people, or places, or whatever it may be. So, cards to choose from, please. That was a really long intro. Sorry, guys. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll get a nice big collective message and channeled message, and then we can split it off into some quick little short little yeah, it could have very well been somebody who maybe, because it came out the High Priestess in reverse, so maybe was doing some hoodoo voodoo, or just sending you some type of energy, or, you know, trying to manipulate situations or things along those lines, right? Yeah, this person is definitely, they're worried. Look, she's worried, upset. Okay? All right. So let's break this off into a couple piles and get a little bit more detailed, more suited to your certain situation here. Piles to choose from, please. Okay, so pile 1 is going to be the 5 of Wands, and pile 2 is going to be the 3 of Cups here. I said pile 1 and pile 2, right? Not pile 1 and I feel like maybe I said pile 3. I'm not sure, but anyways. Pile 1. If you chose this 5 of Wands. 808, I feel like that's very significant. Something about a Lil Wayne song, as I hit the kill switch. Now that's how you let the beat build, bitch. There's a, excuse my language, there is a line in there that talks about, I think it says something about 808, like 808, I don't know. Anyways, so I think that's significant somehow. Also, the fact that that song is talking about how, like, you have maybe slowly, gradually worked your way up to something, right? You've been slowly, and I think this has been something that you haven't been working on alone, but maybe you've been working on with the universe, right? Just really kind of internally preparing yourself. It's almost like maybe at one point in your life you chose a path, right? And God was like, okay, let's take you down that path, but you need to know that it's not going to happen overnight, because there's a lot of things that need to change within you internally in order to make this happen for you in the highest white light, with the most protection, and in a way that is of your highest good, right? So I feel like, you know, that's how you let the beat build, bitch. So I feel like internally you have been working on stuff, and the beat is starting to build on the outside of you, right? It's starting to reflect on your exterior world, like as within, so without. Do you understand? And I think that there are, as you know, we were talking about, there may be somebody or some people that are kind of, they're either confused, they're worried, they're upset, there's something that, you know, these people, I feel like they didn't think that you would get to where you are now, let alone where this new moon is about to take you, okay? Because I feel like there's a huge shift happening for you with this new moon, pile one. And yeah, there's some people who, and it feels like there's one person who may have been like in charge of all this. They've been watching you very closely, and they've been wanting to know, like I feel like they might start going after each other in a way, okay? Yeah, I get just that song in the background, right? And it's just, if you've never heard the song, you should just go listen to the very beginning, like before he really gets into it, and just listen to it like as it builds up, right? And then just listen to that first like verse and listen to it build up and recognize how it makes you feel, because I think that might be significant. When I looked up, it was 11:11 at the time. So I think that's really important. If you feel like you should do that, even if you've heard the song before, I think that you should do that. You should listen to the words that he's saying. Honestly, I'm just channeling. I don't even remember what all he says, but yeah. And as I hit the kill switch, that's how you let the beat build beach. I just keep hearing that one particular part. Clear. Messages for pile one, please. Yeah. This feels very much like something that you are working on, or you have been working on, or you've been building, right? Now that's how you let the beat build beach. Yes. With the beaver and then the elephant here, you're starting to remember who it is that you are, right? You're starting to really, or you've been remembering, right? This internal thing, this building of the beat has been you remembering who you are and your power and what you bring to the universe here. But notice how there's just an abundance of plants and fruits, and just, it's like the crown, right? And this card talks about leadership. So I think that you're really stepping into this role. And I feel like you're at this point, right? Because what I keep hearing, that one point where he's talking about as I hit the kill switch, right? Like that is the transitional mark of that song, right? It starts to go hard, like kind of right after that. And so I feel like you're at that point of switching the kill switch, right? You have let the beat build, and here it comes. Like, here you come, pile one. And these people are not even sure what to do or how to handle it. They can feel it. Everyone around you, pile one, can feel it. I've got goosebumps. I can feel it, okay? You have been going through, and you are stepping out of this like transformation, okay? Like, look how fierce she looks. Okay? Nobody would want to fuck with her. Like, she has a seal, like that's a seal. And around her she has made a coat out of a seal, I think, or a sea otter or something. It's got fur on it, so please correct me because I'm not sure what that is, but she has made a coat out of some sort of animal, okay? Like, filleted it. I think that's the right term. And I think it just feels like, you know what I mean? Like you're about to come in hard. Like that's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, with the waters kind of being testy here a little bit, but underneath it's very calm, right? It's very this could be your siblings, could be your parents. Significance in possibly being racist, whoever these people are, unfortunately. Yeah, whoever these people are, they probably still struggle with some karmic behaviors, okay? Karmic relationships, karmic behaviors, drugs, alcohol. Like they're very much still in their ego here, okay? And it feels like some people who you wouldn't even, like, you would be so surprised to see who is working together on this, it feels like. June 21st might be very, very synchronistic, very significant, okay? Something about taking notes. These people might even be taking notes, right? They'll never tell you, but they'd like to know, like, how'd you do that? These people really are just kind of ruthless. Like there's been no soul searching for these people. I almost feel a little bit of like self-pity for maybe a feminine, but it feels a lot like a lot of masculine energy. But these are, you know, there could be females involved. You know, there could be a couple females involved. You know, like one or something. But look, in this card, one female, 3 males. In these cards, 1 female, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 males. That's what I'm saying. It feels very much. Now, understand that it could also be females that are in their masculine energy, right? These would be single females, typically, usually, but not always. But yeah, it could, but yeah. These are people that don't understand a higher perspective, if you will. Okay? All right, let's see. Let's get some advice and then we'll move right on. That song just keeps playing in my head. Advice for pile 1, please. Advice for pile 1. So, pile 1, as you, you know, your advice is the Queen of Cups, okay? So, I feel like that's an energy that you possess and that a lot of times you resonate in. And that's phenomenal. That's your advice, is to continue to move forward with peace and compassion and being able to, even though these people cannot see or recognize from a higher state of consciousness, you can. And that's your advice, is to continue doing that, right? Continue showing these people kindness, even if you know and you can feel them talking about you. You can feel them having this anger or this resentment or this grudge or this jealousy towards you, okay? You can feel them doing this, right? Your advice is to continue moving forward with peace and kindness and compassion. And, you know, you are on the throne here, all right? You have been crowned. There's something about being gentle and being graceful and doing things out of the kindness of your heart. And I think that's what you do and who you are naturally. And there needs to be, I feel like I need to just remind some of you that, like, you are cared for and you are loved and you are taken care of, and you will always have everything that you need, and a lot of times what you want, okay? Okay. Without these people, you don't need these people. You understand? All right. Anyways, moving forward. Pile 2. If you chose this 3 of Cups, this is your reading. So, complete opposite of pile 1, all right? I feel like there are people that are celebrating you, pile 2, that they're celebrating this energy, this change that's going on within you, this like coming out of who you are. It feels like you've just like turned a new leaf, and you are I'm hearing like experimenting or like trying new things, or really just like putting yourself out there in a way. I don't know. All I know is I feel like there are actually physical humans that are celebrating you, but there are also, like, your ancestors are also very much celebrating you. For some of you, this 3 of Cups is kind of making me feel like some sort of reconciliation in some sort of way. It does not have to be romantic. It can certainly be with a family member, because that feels very heavy to me. Maybe a couple family members, or like a couple friends or something. It feels less friends, less romantic, more family dynamic, okay? But take it as it resonates. Let's see, messages for pile 2, please. Yeah, I feel like there is like a change in your will to do things, almost like you've been like kind of resting. The number 33 could be very significant, okay? Also, it feels like the number 2 may also be very significant. But look at how these cards came out like this. Like, it feels like in this there's something about like some sort of like battle, but it feels very much like a spiritual thing, okay? one person is very focused on the battle, the other person is very much looking forward and understanding, okay, so God has this under control. I'm going to continue focusing on what I need to focus on. And I think that that might be a change that's going on within you, right? This might be an evolvement, right? And this is your intuition telling you, like, I am okay, okay? Something about like Egypt, or like might be very significant. You might be in Egypt, you might live in Egypt, you might I'm not sure, but it's very significant with this card, more so than usual. It also feels like you are going head on into this change. Like you are so willing to, like you're not afraid of change. You're so willing to just, it's like you have the will to just go after it, right? To not allow this change, whatever this may be, to hold you back. There's also something very significant about, you know, the tiger being in water and the chameleon being on land, right? So, you know, if this is two people going, you know, somebody that's very focused on you and coming after you, and here's your guides, right? Focused on them, protecting them, and here you are very focused. You know, this feels very grounded, it feels very stable, it feels very solid, whereas this feels like emotions are running high. There's a lot of, you know, there's definitely something in the background going on here that's barely, you know, this talks about duality, but it's just not, it's not emerged yet, right? It just, in that situation. So it feels like this person may be kind of getting their emotions under control here. But it's very interesting because the chameleon is card number 33 and the tiger is 34, which is a progression, right? But the way that I'm looking at it is it would actually be the other way around, typically, in how this energy is feeling. So it's kind of interesting. Feels like you're very much adapting very well, right? Able to, I feel like you are in a way also getting rid of the blending in here, okay? Chameleons usually change to the color of their environment, and I think that you are, you have the will, you've been given the will to stand out, okay? And to be the leader here, all right? Even if is this stigma, like with the black cat, of bad luck, or of bad or evil or something along those lines. So pile 2, you could be spiritual, and it could be something that you're doing, like with me, like being a medium and a psychic, which I feel like are the same things, but I feel like I need to like separate the two because I do. Anyways, that'll probably go away at some point. That's probably my ego, but you know, people, some people look down on that, especially in my reality and how I was raised, even though I know better than that, right? But I would, for years, I was blending in, right? And so I think for you, pile 2, you're finally allowing yourself to not just blend in, okay? And you're facing whatever it is head on. Messages for pile 2, please. I do feel like there is maybe some karmic energy around you, or just trying to kind of be in your energy or something along those lines. Like, there may be some, you know, again, there could be some controversy around what it is that you're standing up for, what it is that you're standing up to, or, you know, but something about the streets, like, see, now this energy feels very much like different energy, like maybe whoever was wanting to reconcile, right, they're just more so, again, I think they probably are at a different stage in their journey or something, at a different state of consciousness, still kind of in the lack energy a little bit. Something about don't forget where you came from or something like that. I'm not sure. What's some advice for pile 2? Some advice for pile 2? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So by you not blending in and you having the will to stand out, and to make a change, right? It's actually bringing in this new perception, but it's taking you out of lack. It's bringing you to like comfort and prosperity and confidence, and you know, there's this new, it may be a new career path that you're headed down, or, you know, I just feel like there's a big shift going on, probably within your finances here, okay? Like some sort of like blessing that's coming towards you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this new moon, it's almost like you went, you took off incognito right in time for this new moon to really kind of bring in some blessings for you, okay? So celebrate. I think you should celebrate. So, okay, I think I'm going to leave it there. But anyways, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.